Moving down to the middle colonies, the British hoped to divide the colonies. In a series of battles which resulted in defeats for Washington, the British soon drove the Americans from Long Island, out of New York City, and across the Hudson River to New Jersey. The Americans made a daring attack on Trenton on Christmas Eve, which resulted in a victory and lifted the spirits of Washington's sagging army. But the British finally succeeded in capturing Philadelphia and driving the Continental Congress to Baltimore. By the winter of 1777 and 78, Washington was settled with the remnants of his ragged army 21 miles from Philadelphia, at Valley Forge. Though cold and hungry, those that survived were drilled and kept in fighting condition by Baron von Steuben, a German who had volunteered to help the Americans. And when the spring came and the British moved troops from Philadelphia, they met an army that was weak in numbers and supplies, but not in spirit. And they met, also, the news that France was joining the fight on the side of the colonists. What decided France to recognize the independence of the colonists and to send military aid was the dramatic victory in the north over the British at Saratoga. There, the British plan to divide the colonies was ended as General Burgoyne met defeat. Having failed in the northern and middle colonies, the British turned to the southern colonies in their last attempt to restore the power of the king over the Americans. Their initial attacks on the Carolinas and Georgia were successful. As the British, under General Cornwallis, tore through Virginia, time began to run out on them, because although they had been winning battles, they had been paying a high price in casualties for each victory. With the help of the French, the Americans were becoming excellent soldiers, and their generals gaining in skill. At Yorktown, the British army of more than 7,000 surrendered, after having been trapped on land and blockaded in by a French fleet. The war was over.